Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Clutch Conversations. It's your boy Mike. I hope you all are having a wonderful Thursday evening. Really excited about tonight's guest. We actually got something a little bit different from y'all. So to date, every guest has pretty much been in the ball python hobby in some shape, form, or fashion. But tonight we're doing something a little bit different. We got a venomous keeper here. And that's really exciting because I know I'm gonna learn a lot. I know a lot of y'all are gonna learn a lot. We've got expert keeper, at least in my opinion, expert keeper, Cody Mulanax. So it's gonna be real interesting. But before we get into that, I do want to give everybody a reminder. If you are in this hobby in some shape, form, or fashion, please go out there and support US Art. Get you a membership, give some donations, cop some merchandise, whatever you got to do. US Art does a lot for this hobby, a lot for this industry. So definitely go out there and reciprocate the support that they provide for us to enable us to be able to keep and operate in this hobby. So definitely go out there and support US Art. I'm gonna remind you every single week, so get used to it. But without further ado, I do want to get my boy out here so we can get to talk about some venomous snake keeping. What's up, Cody? Welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you?
All right, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. No complaints.
Good. So before we hop into it, or let's hop right into it. Introduce yourself and tell everybody about what you do.
All right, so my name's Cody Mulanax. I'm from Arkansas, and I own a lot of venomous snakes.
You own a lot of venomous snakes. You say it like it's light. That's a big thing, bro. Or at least to me, that's a big thing. So how long have you been into to keeping venomous?
So I started keeping venomous in like 2010, so 12 years.
Okay. And what got you into venomous?
Uh, so when I was little, I was obsessed with king cobras. In like third grade, I used to check out this book. It was called Living Snakes of the World, and I was obsessed with them. And then I started keeping more exotic. I got like a green anaconda and a retic, and I met
Okay.
this guy online, and I found out that I could own venomous snakes, and I was hooked ever since.
Okay. So you said you met somebody online. Who's that?
He's my mentor, actually. I think it's John. He's no longer around. He passed away a few years ago,
Sorry
but
to
he's the
hear
one
that.
that taught me everything that I know.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to get into that, to the process about how you learn. So can you tell us a little bit about that? Like, what was the initial process that you
Yeah,
went through to get
so
comfortable?
when I found out, he had posted a picture of a monocle cobra online, and I commented on it, and then we started messaging. His name was John Hutchins. He's from Missouri, and he invited me over to his little facility that he had. It was called Snake World, and or Reptile World, and I went over there, and he just slowly introduced me on how to properly handle, make sure I was doing things the right way, and this in a safe way. And yeah,
Okay, so you say he slowly introduced you. What were some of the steps?
um, so it's a little bit different. Basically, how to properly use a hook, because up until then I never touched a snake hook. I would did everything
Okay,
with my hands.
okay,
Basically, how to properly like hook and tail a snake, where you grab it by the tail, and then where to have hook placement, move it around like that. Um, husbandry kind of stuff that you would need to do. Um, just kind of the basic things when properly handling a snake.
so from the time you start training to the time you like first like handle the snake, whether that was a free handle or hook, I imagine hook was first at least. How long did that take you to get through that process?
That was same day.
Same day?
Yeah,
Were you
yeah,
nervous?
yeah. I
Were you
was
ner-
extremely nervous. Yeah,
What kind of snake was it? Was it a
it was
monocle?
a monocle cobra.
Okay. And how's their temperament?
They're real noisy. Like they're real loud. They huff and puff a lot, and so because they're real vocal, and uh, it was intimidating at first.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I want to say what's up to a lot of folks in the chat real quick before we move on. Jay Williams, what's up? What's up? Thanks for coming out. Craft, what's up? Kent, thanks for coming out. Dualizitis, what's up, brother? Thanks for coming out. What's up, bro? That's what I thought, but I didn't want to say it first. It's my brother-in-law, Javon. What's up, brother? Thanks for coming out. Nicole, what's up? What's up? Thank you for coming out. J&G, what's up? Thank you for coming out. Mike, what's good? What's good? Thanks for coming out. Scarlett, what's up? Thank you. Big E, what's up, brother? What's up? Hey, y'all check out so that's Matt LeGrone. Y'all check him out this Monday, I think, on Trap Talk. He's gonna be a guest on the show, so definitely go check him out. Troy, what's good, brother? Thank you for coming out. Thank you for coming out. So going back to the learning process, what was the most challenging thing about the learning process to you?
Most challenging, I don't know, maybe the actually like getting the actual confidence to work with these animals. I mean, if you make a mistake, you're dead.
Right.
Potentially you could die. So that was like getting over like I was just building the confidence for that. Was probably the most challenging species to work with. Probably forest cobras. If you want to like talk about like challenging snakes to work with, they are still a pain. Like to this day, they suck. I love them, but they suck.
You said forest cobras.
Yes.
Okay. What's so challenging about those?
So forest cobras, they're the longest true species of cobra in the world. So king cobras, they're not real cobra. So forest cobras are the actual true cobra, and they're like a mamba, but a cobra. They're super fast. They're really good on a hook. They will just they're good climbing. They're amazing climbers. So they'll climb up a hook before you know it. They're at your hand. They're real fast. They're almost everything is open mouth. They're gonna try to bite you, and they're just really fast and really quick. And if you're not on your toes, they will get you. It's
Really?
definitely like an expert level snake to keep, in my opinion.
Gotcha. And how many of those do you have?
I just have one right now.
You just got one right now? Okay. Well, so thanks for coming out, brother. So what's your favorite venomous species?
King cobras.
King cobras are your favorite?
And they are my number one snake out of anything.
What makes them your favorite?
Just how smart they are. Well, I love big snakes. They're the longest snake in the world, like the longest venomous snake in the world. They're super intelligent. They're the only snake in its species. They're the only snake in Ophiophagus hana. They're about to be separated. They're about to separate some localities, but right now they're the only snake, and that's super cool. They eat other snakes. They have massive venom glands, and they're just so smart. When you're working with them, you can tell they're thinking. You can tell they're just super intelligent. I love them.
Okay. Okay. What's your next favorite?
Next favorite. I love red spinning cobras. I've always been obsessed with those. Black mambas are on the list too.
Nicole says mamba.
So
where are the mambas on the intelligence spectrum?
Mambas are really smart too. Black mamba specifically.
Okay.
My green mamba, she is kind of dumb, but my black mamba is they're looking at you as well. They're figuring out what's going on. They're super fast. They're really smart snakes. Definitely up there.
Reggie, what's up, brother? Thanks for coming out. Phil, what's up, brother? Thanks for coming out. So how many venomous snakes do you have right now?
Hold on. I like 20.
Hey, thanks for coming out, brother.
25-ish. 25, 26. Venomous.
25, 26. How many different species?
See, I have king cobras. I have a green mamba, black mamba. Probably uh, Let's see, probably like 16 or 17 different species.
16 or 17?
Yeah.
Dope, dope. Is the husbandry that much different between like each of the different species?
No, they're all pretty similar. Like there's some heating differences, but I keep my room ambient to like a temperature that's suitable for all of them.
Okay,
And some that need a little bit higher heat, higher heat, I have heat lamps on that. But for the most part, everything's pretty ambient in the room.
okay. So what does your average weekly routine look like?
So every day, uh, I do like a walk through the snakes.
Hmm.
Basically, just look at we spot clean all the time. Like so, it's the spot clean, change the water every few days. We usually feed on like Sundays, and then I feed again usually in the middle of the week for like the smaller species. I always feed like my smaller cobras 2 times a week, just because
Okay,
they're small, they have a high metabolism, they're always moving around. So I feed them 2 times a week.
okay.
Um, but yeah, just it's a lot of spot cleaning every day.
So that's something I take for granted, right? Because I don't keep venomous. I mostly have ball pythons. I got boas and I got carpet pythons. Three different species of carpets, and so I spot clean every day too. But in most cases, it's a couple of carpet pythons that I can just reach in there. But in most cases, I can just kind of reach in there and clean it, and they'll be all right as long as they know what's going on. They're fine. I imagine it's not quite the same when you're spot cleaning for some of your venomous.
It shouldn't be, but I mean, it is for me. I just do it.
Okay, so you
But
just
for most people, that they should not. Like my girlfriend, she's been learning Venomous over the past year. Um, she still takes a snake out. She does, all that. She doesn't just reach in there like I do, which you shouldn't do. But she does it the right way. I just get it done really fast.
gotcha. So I imagine before you reach in there, you're getting good eyes on them. You're reading
Yeah,
body
I
language.
know
You
where the
kind of
snake's at like at all times.
say again.
I know where the snake is at all times.
Gotcha. And
Just to
so
you know
you got a
make
good
sure.
sense of the mood and all that before you don't just reach
Yeah,
in there.
yeah,
You're assessing the situation.
yeah. Of course.
Gotcha. So are you breeding any of them?
Um, yeah. So I'm breeding some black neck spitting cobras right now, and then I just got these Australian snakes. They're called Colette snakes.
Okay.
They're super dope snakes. There's not many in the U.S. I was lucky enough to get a trio of them. I thought they were at 1.2. You got male and 2 females, but I sexed them when I brought them home. It ended up being 2 males and 1 female. So I still have a pair, and I'm gonna hopefully breed those this year, um, and get some captive bred, Colette snakes out there.
Dope.
But we'll see if that works out.
Are you probe them when you sex them?
Yeah, yeah, I probe them.
So
I
what?
use a tube, put them in a tube, and then just probe them.
Gotcha. Esteban, what's up? Thanks for coming out, brother. Krishan, what's up? Thanks for coming out. Dev, what's up? Thanks for coming out. So is probing challenging? Because I imagine you got to be watching out to make sure you don't get struck at or anything like that.
I mean, they can be kind of difficult getting the snakes in a tube. Um,
Oh, you put them in a tube?
yeah, yeah. I tube them.
Okay,
It's just the way, I don't want to get bit, and
absolutely.
dealing with that end of the snake, I don't know, they might not like it.
Right.
So I just tube them to make it easier.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So I want to pull up a few of your reptiles specifically and talk about some of the specific ones. So
All right.
I'm gonna see if I can figure out this share screen. Can you see that?
I don't see anything.
I'll figure it out here in a second. All right, you should be able to see it now. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see.
All right. So, what kind of snake is that?
That's a speckled cobra.
Speckled cobra?
Yeah,
Is
they're super
that
cool. Spectacled. I mean, spectacled. Yeah, actually, that's not mine.
Oh,
That's
that's
my
not
friend.
yours?
No, I went to a buddy's house in Oklahoma, and he had it, and it's a great display snake. And
So
I
is
played
that
with it.
is that I know I'm asking a lot of basic questions, but is that an adult size speckled cobra or is that a juvenile
No,
or
it's just like it's a sub adult. It was pretty
okay?
small. They'll get a little bit bigger than that, but they will decent bit bigger.
And this one seems pretty calm. Are they generally have a good temperament?
I mean, this one will bite you if you gotta be careful with it. But cobras, like they're they're really easy to read and kind of they're easy to make them do what you want them to do. And so with that, it's just basically a little trick, like a party trick that you get with cobras. That's what that is. Makes it
Okay,
look like they're staring. You have them under control, but they're just a party trick.
gotcha. All right, what kind is that?
That's a timber rattlesnake up in Pennsylvania. So a buddy of mine, he owns a cabin in Pennsylvania, and so we had a whole bunch of venomous keepers, some awesome venomous keepers. We went up there into the cabin, and there's so many timbers everywhere. That was just a wild one that we had found,
Okay, so
and we
this
picked it
one
up.
again, it seems like it must be fairly calm. Being
Uh, it wasn't too bad. So people think that snakes just want to bite you.
mhm,
Even venomous snakes, just because they're venomous doesn't mean they want to bite you.
right.
Uh, and it's just basically, I mean, once they calm down, like they're pretty chill snakes.
That's dope. I think it's one of my favorite ones that I got a picture of. I like the pattern on it.
That is my forest cobra. The one he can be a handful. He's cool. It's a black forest cobra. Um, he's like a year and a half old, so he's
Okay,
gonna get a lot bigger than that. A lot bigger.
about how big is he in this picture?
He's probably 4.5 foot.
4.5, and they top out at what?
He'll probably get like eight or nine.
And so, what's the process that you use to like tame him down?
So him, I'm probably not gonna deal with much with him. Just only dealing with him for like changing. Uh, I have to pull him out for like substrate cleaning and just the maintenance or whatever.
Mhm.
Working with him, I'm probably not gonna just kind of like tame him down. Because I like him a little bit feisty, and he's really fun as he is. Like, he's really fun. A buddy pulled him out over the weekend,
Uh-huh.
and he's all over the place. Like he's real fun. But
Gotcha.
for like taming snakes down, it's really just being present with them. The more they see of you, the more they're going to realize that you're not a threat. Like just positive interactions between them. So if I pull a snake out, I'm not gonna like get hood up all the time or whatever. I'm just gonna just be there, and he's gonna realize eventually that I'm not a threat. Snakes are really smart. People give them like they're smart and they're dumb at the same time, but people give them not enough credit. Uh, they know what's going on, and
So it sounds like the process is really no different than a non-venomous snake, other
yeah,
than
no,
the
it's the
fact that
exact same. It's just
if
with non-venomous, you can get away with a bite. With
right,
these, like
stakes are
you
higher
can't.
with the venomous.
Yeah, you will die.
This one,
So that is my female black neck spitting cobra. Um, she's super cool. She's real. She actually spit. She hit me in the eye and got venom in my eye
oh
last
really?
year. The first time I got venom in my eye, and it was awful. Feels like sandpaper.
Uh,
It's like someone just like either poured like sand in your eyes, like rubbing it around. It took like 4 or 5 hours for it to feel okay, but I washed it out immediately. Um, it sucked. I just got real comfortable with her. She hasn't spit at me in a long time, and I spooked her, and they're super accurate. Hit me in the eye. It sucked. She's real cool though. Black snakes are just awesome.
so I know a lot of the spitting cobras. They can spit quite a distance.
Yeah, like they can get like drops of like accurately, like I don't know, like 10 foot, like super accurate. But like they'll get spit like venom like I don't know, like 23 feet or 20 feet or whatever. Like you'll get like drops of venom, pretty good distance away, but like accurate like 10, 12 foot probably.
And so you said it feels like sandpaper. It just kind of
It's awful,
irritating.
burning. Like someone took like sand and put it in your eyes and just like rubbed your eyes all over it. It sucked. It was awful. Would not
So
recommend.
what did you have to do to treat it? Was it just kind of like
I
what did you
just
have to do?
I just hopped in the shower and just washed it out. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to make you go blind as long as you watch it out. Like I don't think
Mm-hmm.
anyone's actually ever gone blind from getting spit on, like venom in your eye,
Mm-hmm.
because you're going to wash it out. I mean, but I don't think anyone's ever gone blind. But yeah, just basically hop in the shower and just wash it out. Wasn't a big deal. Um, like it, yeah, you're not going to die from it, but it sucked.
Is she
Definitely
full
agree.
grown or close to it?
Yeah, she's full grown.
Okay,
She's like 6.5 foot, 6 footish, 6.5. She's full grown.
gotcha. I like this one too. I mean, I like them all, but
Yeah,
this one stood out too.
that's a spectacle cobra from Anthony's house.
Okay.
If he ever sells it, I'm buying it on my first dibs. So if he's watching this, he should already know, but I want it.
So is that that's the same one from the other one, just a different
Yeah,
angle?
yeah, the same
Gotcha.
one, the same session.
Because I noticed, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but that right there, like the marking on the back of the hood, that's tight.
Mm-mm.
This is the Mamba, right? The black one.
Yeah, that's my new black mamba that I got a couple weeks ago, a few weeks ago. I don't have a name for it yet, but it's
Male or
I'll make
female?
this name already. It's a male.
Kobe.
Can't do. If anyone has a black mamba, they name it Kobe, and it's like that's what everyone wants it to be. But I know like 5 people with Kobe's as mambas, and I can't have it.
Gotcha.
I want to be
Yeah.
different. But I
I
mean, it'd
imagine
be
it is low
the
hanging
perfect name
fruit.
for it.
Say again?
It's the perfect name for it,
Yeah, absolutely. So
But
how much does a black Mamba run?
um, depends if you want like a captive bred and born or like an import. I've seen black mambas go from like they're really they're kind of cheap. They're like $400 for a like an import, like a wild caught snake, and then like 600 to like 1,000 for a captive bred and born one. Which this one was sold to me as captive bred and born. Um, yeah, I don't have any proof of that, but that's what was sold to me as. It's actually pretty calm for other black mambas that I've seen. It might be
Gotcha.
the calmest one I've seen. Um, but it's like a 7, 8 foot snake. Eats rats, no problem. My
And
favorite
is
snake.
this go ahead?
That's my favorite snake.
This
Godzilla.
is Godzilla, right? Yep.
Yeah, yeah. He's my absolute favorite snake I own. He's super cool. The best snake. He'll kill you, but he's the best snake.
How long have you had him?
So I've only had him. I got him in August, I think, is when I got him. I got
Okay,
him
so
from
not that
a
long.
no, I got him from a keeper. So he's actually only been in the States. He was an import snake. He
Okay.
was imported in November of 2020. So
Where'd he
like
come
after
from?
he came from Malaysia,
Okay.
and buddy bought him. He's had him the whole time until I got him. He came in with like some ticks and stuff like that, but he was treated. He came in pretty healthy for a wild caught king. Actually, he's probably seen some things because he was pretty. I mean, he's real defensive. Um, but I went up to Ohio to a buddy's house and picked him up, and he's just he's known for being a handful in the Venomous community. He was a pretty popular snake, and I got him, and I me and somebody's kissed him because we could.
So what were some of the challenges with him? So you say he was known for having like a bad temperament.
Yeah, so Obviously, I don't know how they, think I'm assuming he's probably like 8 years old. I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming he's around 8. So he's probably seen some things in Malaysia, dealing with, animals trying to kill him, like fending for himself, that kind of stuff. And I don't know the condition of the people that caught him. They might not have, been the nicest when they grabbed him, necked him and shoved him in a bag, basically. Like, I don't know, what kind of life he lived before, but he was real defensive, real aggressive. He would, just charge at you. And sometimes he wouldn't stop charging. He'd come at you and like, try to bite you. So the previous owner that I got him from, he didn't handle him too much, hardly ever. He had some medical issues too that led to him selling him to me, that he just couldn't properly work with him. So since I've got him, he's calmed down quite a bit. He's nothing like his reputation like he had. Like he's really not that bad of a snake. As long as you know what you're doing, you know how to read king cobra body language. He's really not that bad.
Gotcha.
But it took a little bit to get him there.
How long did it take him to get him
there? So it probably took him probably 3 to 4 months to get him to like a decent where he wouldn't try to like, come at you all the time. And it just led to, it was just basically me pulling him out and just having a bunch of one-on-one sessions with him. Like no one else would be in the room, just me and him. And I would just sit there in a chair and have him like crawl around and him just realize that I'm not going to hurt him. And once he kind of realized that, he still he'll still stand his ground, but it's not nearly as bad. Like he's not a bad snake. I also don't use hooks with him. I'm assuming that previous people they did use hooks. With a snake that big, it's just not what I like to do. So I use a hook to basically pull him to the to the enclosure where I can pull him out, and then I put the hook down. I use my hands from there. Like hooks don't ever touch him besides getting him initially out.
Gotcha. So that was actually one of my questions. So I've seen you like free handle. How long did it take you to get comfortable with like free handling?
I mean, I've handled snakes a while now. I shouldn't like free handling. Like, there's not really a need to free handle. I do because I like to. But I mean, it just depends. Like some snakes, I just get immediately and I picked up with my hands. But I'm always like reading the body language. I'm looking at the snake's head. I'm doing all that kind of stuff or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, I guess it really wasn't too long. Once I had like a good understanding of, venomous snakes and how venomous snake, how they work and like just able to read body language, then I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Gotcha. So, have you ever had any close calls with free handling, or just close calls in general?
Yeah. I've had a few close calls. Godzilla, he almost bit me in my pee one time.
Damn.
That was really scary. That was like, that was real. It was like maybe like 4 inches away. That was real scary. But I've had a lot of, some close calls. Like almost everyone I know, they got close calls. Like even like the people that don't free handle, they have a close call. So it's not really a big that big of a deal. I know what to do. I know what the snake I'm working with. I know what it could do to me potentially. But yeah, I have close calls. I got bit in 2012 by a monocle cobra.
Okay.
I was gonna die. It ended up being a dry bite, thankfully. So there was no venom that was injected at all.
Okay.
But I thought I was dead, 100%. I was young. I didn't really know, like what to like look for after getting bit, like some of the side effects and like what actually happened to you. So I was freaking out, and ended up being a dry bite, so it worked out.
Yeah,
that was my
I'd have been
bite.
freaking out too.
Yeah, that was my last bite up until
that was what, 2012, you said?
Yeah, 2012, and nothing has bit me since then, except for a month ago. I got bit by my girlfriend's reticulated python, so I was bite free from everything, like non-venomous, everything up until this dumb retic bit me. It ruined my streak. I was trying to go like 20 years without getting bit.
So the retic Out of all the animals, hey,
Yeah, dude.
it's better to get bit by the retic than to get bit by
I
the
don't. It hurt.
venomous.
She's like 10 foot. It sucked.
So Nicole said, "That's it. I need them to be like 10K." And she's talking about the price on the Mambas.
Yeah, I mean, Mambas are cheap, dude. Don't get one. Like people should like Mambas are way too cheap for what they are. I don't think Mambas should be in the venomous hobby. Like I like if there's one snake I could get rid of in the venomous hobby, it would be Mambas. Like no one really needs a Mamba. They are fast. They are scary. I mean, they're super deadly. Like I just don't think they should be in the hobby. I own two of them, and that's fine. But like, I don't know. Like if Mambas weren't around, like I wouldn't be upset at all. They just
Got
shouldn't
it.
be up.
Yeah, I feel like they should be a little bit more expensive because that's kind of like a barrier to entry. Like anybody can come up with $400. I feel like.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't vet other people, and they don't check for the experience that they have, and that's what the venomous community. They should be better about that. Like people just can buy things, and no one checks if they can actually work with these animals or they have experience, and that's what's scary.
Got you. So Derek said, "What's up? What's up, Derek? Thanks for coming out, brother."
Loved it. He just made a cartoon picture of me earlier.
Yeah, I
I
need a
haven't shared
cartoon
my
picture
story yet.
too. I need to send him a picture so I can get one. I saw everybody. Yeah, that's dope. What's up, brother? Thank you for coming. And what's up? Thanks for coming out.
Oh, Anthony, yeah, Anthony. That's the one that has that spectacle cover that I want.
Speckle.
He'll sell it to me eventually. I'll get it for sure.
I'll get it. I'm getting that cover. More of it. Retics. Thanks for coming out. Who else we got in the chat? See, what's up? Thank you for coming out. J&G said mamas are crazy fast and very agile. They will turn on a dime.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah. So actually, a story, a close call with a mamba that I had. So I have a green mamba. She's like 7 foot, and I went to pull her out to clean her enclosure, and I have
Mhm.
her kind of like head level. It makes it easier to put her back in the enclosure. Like when I'm done, she'll just kind of just like, they like to climb up. And I opened the enclosure with my hook, slid it open, and I went to touch her, pull her out, and I went to grab her, and she shot past my head. She rubbed against my face and
Hey.
went behind me, like before I could even blink. And like I've never like questioned if I should own a snake before until that time.
So then,
Like I was just like, do I really need this mamba? Like I needed her, I have her, but
so
it
when
was
she shot
scary.
across your face, was she like striking at you or she was just
No, no, no. She was just
coming
trying
out?
to just get away. Yeah, she held the cage, the enclosure was open, and she was gonna get out. And she just basically like just like lunged, and like her head didn't touch my face or whatever, but like the rest of her body did, and went over my shoulder into like a stack of enclosures that I have over here. And like, that was a close call, and I've never made that kind of mistake again. But like that was, yeah, that was close. Now the whole world knows. But yeah,
Hey, I mean, it's good. Everyone should see the kind of things that can happen so they have
yeah,
more
all
information
this
to
shouldn't
make
be in
decisions.
captivity. They're awesome, but now I've kind of changed how I work with her. I don't ever utilize hide boxes like lock boxes. Like that's not really my thing. But for the Mambas, I do have them. If they'll use them, like I might as well just use them. If I don't have to pull them out, then I don't have to pull them out, which is cool. But I mean, I pulled out the green Mamba last week doing some cleaning her enclosure. She wasn't that bad. But like if I can use a lock, if she's in a lockbox, I'll use that 100%. Like there's not really need to pull her out if I don't have to.
Gotcha. Is there any venomous that you wouldn't keep?
That I would not
What?
keep. No, no. I said I would never own a black mamba. Like that was the one snake I said I would never ever own, but I have one. So
You got one.
yeah, there's not a snake I don't think I wouldn't keep. I'd keep a Komodo dragon if I could.
Esteban said he would have died. I would have died too. Like that'd have been it for me once she shot out like that. So, do you have any advice for any new venomous keepers that want to get into the hobby?
I mean, advice, kind of just really what's already out there. I would definitely find a mentor if you could. Uh, that I think that's the biggest thing is if you can work with someone else's collection, that's always the best thing versus getting a snake. If I got a monocle cobra and I just brought one home, and that was my very first venomous snake, as intimidating as that was 12 years ago, like I don't know if I would still be in the venomous hobby if I didn't have a mentor to work with and see these snakes. Like they're super intimidating when you're having a cobra huff and puff at you and you're trying to like get it out of its enclosure because you have to clean it, or if it gets like a stuck eye cap and you have to pin the snake and get to remove the eye cap. Like you need to know what you're doing. And so finding a mentor is like the number one thing I would say. Um, and then just always be confident in what you do. If you're working with a snake and you're not confident, like it's not going to end well, like ever. Even working with like non-venomous snakes, like a big retake or whatever, if you're not confident going in there and pulling it out, like you're gonna have a bad time. So like, yeah, just be confident.
Have you mentored anyone?
What?
Have you mentored anyone?
Um, really, just like my girlfriend, I guess. I'm like, I people reach out to me to for me to want to mentor them. I don't have an issue with it. I'm just, I mean, I keep a lot of deadly things, and I don't want someone to get bit under my watch. Like I would, I'd be so heartbroken if someone got bit by one of my snakes. Um, and yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. It had to be the right person. I wouldn't just
Mhm.
mentor anyone. Someone that would be cool, get along with. But I mean, it's hard. I mean, I know a lot of good keepers. They don't want a mentor, which I'm saying find a mentor, and like people don't want to do it. Like I understand how hard that can be and frustrating it is to like get denied and denied, and then it's just easier to just go buy the snake and do it yourself. Um, but I know this guy that reached out recently, and I think I'm going to mentor him. Um, but yeah, we'll see.
Are the laws pretty lax in Arkansas?
Yeah, Arkansas is not bad. So we just now implemented a permit system last year. Used to be you could just own the snake and it didn't really matter. But now we have it's not our permit system basically is we have to get a letter from the city that we live in to say that hey, we're not breaking any kind of local ordinances. Because some cities say like you can't do certain things or whatever. So as
Gotcha.
long as we have a paper that says we can keep legally in our town, um, we submit it, pay like $70 or whatever. Arkansas Game and Fish, they come to our house, they check our room to make sure it's escape proof. So like I have a little guard under the door so the snakes physically can't get out that way. I have
Gotcha.
mesh on my vents on my ceiling, so snakes couldn't slither up there. Basically, all the snakes have to be labeled with their scientific and common name, and has to be labeled, venomous, how many's in there. So I just have it, by what sex is there, like, 0.1 or 1.0, whatever.
Mhm.
Um, and that is pretty much it. We don't have to have buy protocols on hand. I keep them anyway, because you should, if you keep venomous snakes, you should have buy protocols. Um, we don't have to have anything like that. It's pretty relaxed. They should be a little bit better. Like, we should have more. I wouldn't complain if there was more. But
Like
yeah,
required training or required experience, like under a
um,
youthful keeper or somebody who's already certified or something like that.
I mean, if we had that, it wouldn't be that bad. But like I'm not a fan of Florida's like Florida requirements are awesome. Like you need 1,000 hours per species, but that's a lot. And I know I would have given up back then. Like I mean, I probably would have given up, but maybe not like 1,000 hours, but a decent amount that you like need to know, or I don't know. They can figure it out.
Gotcha. So you mentioned the bite protocols. Tell us about the bite protocols. Don't you have like a binder or something like that?
So I have a USB drive and I have some folders of different, like all the species that I keep. Basically, you know what? Hold on. I'll go grab one real quick. I have one over here.
Word. Thank you, Nicole. Yes, definitely smash that like button.
Oh, let's see here. Yeah. So basically, this is a bite protocol from the Florida Snake Bite Institute. Joe Pittman, he puts these together. Super awesome guy. But basically, each bite protocol, it just has kind of like the snake. I can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
There
put
it
you
is.
on the what you call it.
Yeah. So it's basically has the snake, it has the common name, where they're found out, um, the type of venom they have, the venom composition. This is like a, yeah, venom composition. Basically, like the effects of what it can do, and then you take it to the hospital. They have a list of like how the hospital should properly treat for a snake bite. Tell them what they need to do, what type of antivenom they use, and yeah, so you don't die.
Oh,
Pretty cool.
so who'd you say puts those together?
Joe Pittman,
Joe Pittman.
yeah, with the
It's
Florida Snake Bite Institute. Like they're awesome. Like you should have them. If you keep in with snakes, you should have one. Doesn't matter what it is. Makes them for
his
almost every species you can get.
gotcha. And you take that with you.
Yeah, you just take the folder and you go to the hospital, you hand it to them, and they should know what to do. They should know. You should always talk to your hospital first. Let them know that you
Uh-huh.
keep venomous snakes,
Okay.
so they're not. A guy got bit like earlier, like last year or the year before, and the hospital didn't believe that he got bit by what he got bit by. And so they were like, you didn't get bit by, a cobra or whatever, but he 100% did because he has one. And so it's always good to let the hospital know like what you keep. I called the hospital actually the other day to talk to our local one, and I just haven't gone in there yet to schedule with who I
Making
need to
sure.
talk to.
All right. So we already talked about the free handling. So talk about some of the challenges that you've had like while keeping that you haven't talked about already. And what's some of
So
the biggest challenges or setbacks you've had?
the thing that broke me the most, keeping snakes in general, it wasn't venomous, it was snakes. I was, let's see, it was 2009. In 2009, I shipped out one of my green anacondas. It was a male, and I was young. I didn't really know what I was doing. I thought I shipped it properly. It was cold, so I shipped it to a guy. I don't remember what town, but I mean the weather, like it was chilly. Now I probably wouldn't have shipped a snake that cold, but I did it anyway. I shipped it and I went to Walmart because I got some heat packs. I didn't use the 40-hour hot, the warmers that you should use, when shipping snakes. I didn't know those were around. Um,
Would you
and
use
I
like the
bought,
hand warmers?
yeah, I ended up buying hand warmers, and I bought like I don't know 4 or 5 of them, and I just tossed them all in the box, and I shipped it, not knowing. Anyway, the guy texted me the next day with a picture of the snake. The snake had died. It had overheated because it got too hot. I didn't realize that me putting that many hand warmers in there, I was going to cook the snake basically, and that really broke me. Like it sucked. Like it was one of my favorite Grand Anacondas too. I shipped them off to go breed them actually to a female, and we were going to split the babies and stuff like that. And like it really sucked. Like, I was super devastated. But that was with venomous. With venomous wise, I haven't really had anything bad happen. I lost uh, a Rhino Viper last year, first venomous snake I've lost, and I still don't know what happened. Rhino Vipers, they're really tricky to keep too in captivity.
What's that?
Um, they're just you can't keep them too hot, you can't keep them too cold, um, and I thought it was fine. It was eating, it was shedding, it was. seemed real healthy. And then one day we came in here and it had rolled. It passed away. So I don't know what happened. It was a wild caught snake. It was an import. It wasn't captive bred or whatever, but
Gotcha.
it seemed healthy, seemed fine. So I lost that one. And
you got a gaboon too, right?
I have a Gaboon Viper, yeah. Yeah. I don't talk about it. I think they're boring. I don't really like them too much. But every venomous, collection has to have a Gaboon Viper. So I have one. Because people love seeing Gaboons for some reason. They just like how big and ugly they are, I guess. And they get massive heads. But mine's pretty small. It's a year old right now. So there's a lot of growing to do. I don't feed it enough. I don't overfeed it. Some people they want to grow these giant Gaboons, and then they just shorten the lifespan. I want this Gaboon to live, for a long time. So I don't feed it as much as other people would. So
Are the Gaboons pretty docile?
Yes and no.
Generally speaking.
I have friends that can kiss Gaboons, but I don't think I would. I'll kiss Cobras all day. It's not a big deal. But Gaboons, they're real fast, and their venom is pretty bad. Like, pretty bad. You'll lose an arm. And
is that what Tyler got bit by? He got bit by a Gaboon or a Rhino?
Tyler.
Didn't Tyler get bit by one?
Which Tyler?
Tyler Nolan?
No, he got bit by King Cobra.
Oh, it was a King Cobra?
Okay. Yeah, it was Naga.
I thought I saw somebody get bit by a Gaboon Viper.
There's a guy that got bit.
Last year or two.
There was a guy that got bit. Free handling, or I would say, it was free. It was free handling. Was it Texas or he had a Gaboon around his neck, and he got bit. He lost his hand. And then there was a guy that recently got bit over the weekend. Got bit by a Gaboon up in Virginia. He had 44 vials of anti-venom or whatever. It was the highest amount of anti-venom that's ever been required for a Gaboon bite. That was over the weekend. So
how many are normally required? What's up, Wiz? Thanks for coming out, brother.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know how many really. I would assume 20 to 25 maybe, but he had 44 or 48, something like that. It was a pretty wild amount.
Does it really just kind of depend on how much they envenomate you?
Yes, Gaboons have the largest venom yield. They have really, really big venom glands, and they will pump and dump you. They'll bite and they'll put it all in you.
Rhinos are the same way.
Yeah, kind of. They're not as big as venom glands, or they don't get Rhino would suck, 100%. They would suck.
Scott says because they're big blockheads, which makes them cute.
No, disagree.
So I've seen pictures of the rhinos with really vibrant color.
Mm-hmm.
Is that more of them editing, or are they really that vibrant?
No, so they all of them look that good. I know there's an edited picture that's rolling around. I can't think of a guy's name that he originally owns it, but they made a little ghost face on the head, the ghost stuff editing. The pictures made it look a little bit more vibrant, but they look really good. They're awesome looking snakes for a big a naturally occurring snake. They look super sick.
Gotcha. So we talked about challenges you faced in the hobby. What are some challenges that the venomous hobby faces in general?
Challenges the venomous hobby has had.
What do you think? Maybe the top one or two challenges for the hobby.
I think people keeping illegally, and then still, I don't know, posting about it. I'm not a fan of that. And people just getting way over their head. We've had people that there's a forest cobra that got loose in Texas last year, and it was kept in an aquarium, with a fish tank lid, and people just not properly keeping snakes and like the proper setups. It's wild to me that
that's real wild. Like, why would you?
Like the snake still hasn't been caught. I mean, I'm not sure how cold Texas got over the winter, but I mean, yeah, just secure your snakes. Don't be dumb.
Nicole said they had some nice ones at Hamburg. I'm assuming she's talking about the Rhino Vipers. Yeah, they're definitely not ball pythons. I wouldn't even keep a ball python in like the aquarium with like the
no, dude, I'm not a fan.
The mesh lids.
Yeah, like fish tanks, like they're not designed to hold snakes, especially not venomous snakes. So don't do it. Like
That's
the
just
PVC enclosure
crazy
is
to
not
me.
that bad. Like just be smart about it.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of dumb people that keep venomous snakes too. Like there's a lot of
That's
people
just crazy to me.
they want to do it because it's cool. I mean, they're awesome. Like venomous snakes are real cool. Like I'm a big fan of them, obviously, and like I'm glad other people are too. But just be smart about it. It's not that hard. Like you don't have to have all these snakes if you are sacrificing like how they're being kept. Yeah,
So speaking
don't
of
do that.
cool shit, I meant to ask you about this when we first started. But you do like what, BMX as well?
Yeah. I ride professionally for a company called Hellion Bikes.
Okay.
And I ride BMX and I do stunt shows. I travel. Actually, I have a BMX competition tomorrow.
Oh,
I
dope.
I have to drive to Oklahoma City. I actually was just packing up right before we had our interview, but I leave out at like 8:30 in the morning for the comp starts at 2. So we're gonna get there and have like an hour for warm up, and then uh, I'm just gonna go do some ride little kid bikes.
So I've never been to a BMX event. Like I've seen like some of the stuff like on TV or online. So it's just what it'll be set up and there's like various like stations or whatever or something like that where
So
different people are
basically,
competing.
so there's like a skate park. Usually, the contest is going to be at, and there's different classes. Like there's a pro class. Usually the pro class like a amateur class, or beginner, intermediate, that kind of stuff or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a real fun time. You put down your best run in usually 60 seconds. So you're doing backflips, backflip tail whips, you know, all these other kind of tricks. You're doing all that stuff, and then you don't fall. The goal is obviously not to fall. Put down a
Right.
really clean run, and then the judges score you, and then if you're good enough, you win, and then you get
So
money. So it
so
works
what
out.
got you into it?
So I grew up skateboarding. I was a skateboarder from when I was little, and all my friends quit skateboarding to go play football in 7th grade. And I met a kid that rode BMX at the skate park, and I rode his bike around, and I was hooked. And then I started riding, and then my only goal that I had was I just wanted to go pro. Like, that was the only thing I wanted to do. And then I started doing BMX shows. I met up with this team called Team Self Destruct, and I started doing stunt shows, and that was so much fun. I traveled all over the United States doing shows, making money, and yeah, like riding a little bicycle has like taken me so far. Like it's crazy. I love it so much.
That's dope. Yeah, I saw some of the stuff he was doing and I couldn't even come close to doing anything like that. That's
A lot of broken bones. A lot.
how many
Um,
estimate?
I think 52 right now.
52.
Um, like that also like includes like me like riding motocross too. I ride sport bikes up the track. I got ran over on my motorcycle.
So you got ran over?
On the street. I got ran over and I broke my back in 7 places. So like I count like all those as in one. But like 52, it was what I think I'm at. Possibly. I broke my teeth out. So I'm missing that from
Have you
BMX.
have you broke the same bone multiple times?
Yeah. Yeah. I've broken my leg a lot. It's like one of it's my legs are like filled with metal now. I have so many plates and screws in it. My collarbone, I have metal in my collarbone. My pelvis bone, I have a plate and screws in that. I've cracked my skull. 3 times. Had like 11 concussions.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, you get wrecked, but
Yeah,
it's fun.
sounds like it. Sounds like it. So, you ever sore like from some of those old injuries?
Oh, dude, like I'm miserable 24/7. I'm 31 now, and getting out of bed sucks. Getting in bed, just as bad. But I mean, it's worth it. Like I wouldn't trade it. I have a 6-year-old. He rides BMX with me, and it's just the best thing in the world. Like riding bikes with my son is like it's the coolest thing ever.
Does he like the bikes better or the snakes better?
Dude, it's hard. I know I won't be able to ride BMX forever, but I should be able to keep snakes forever. So, I mean, I like the snakes more, but I mean, it's very like very little, like little more, not
What
much.
about your son? Does he like the snakes better or the bikes better?
Probably the snakes better actually. He loves these snakes. He goes to school all the time. He tells the teacher he has a black mamba. He has king cobra. Um, like it's just yeah, it's awesome that I'm able to like share all my passions and like hobbies with him. It's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, that sounds dope, man. Yeah, I bet you he's like a fan favorite at school. Like all the kids love to hear him tell stories about the snakes.
Yeah, it's wild. Like because I'm sure that most of the kids don't believe him when he says he has all these snakes. That you know, like there's no kid that goes to school and says I have a black mamba at home. Like that doesn't happen. But
Right.
he does.
All right, I got some random questions for you. So if you could live anywhere in the world, where would that be and why?
Anywhere in the world, man. Honestly, there's not really anywhere overseas I would want to live. Really, Australia would be cool for a little bit,
Okay.
but not long. Really, like I wouldn't ever want to like live forever in Australia. It'd
Why
probably still be cool.
Australia?
I
Why
mean,
Australia? Is it just for some of the
they have
wildlife
awesome.
species or say again?
They have some deadly snakes. They have some awesome snakes that I love. That like I would have a hard time trying to acquire in Arkansas, in here in the states, because getting Australian species isn't the easiest. Um, but so I'd be able to see those snakes in the wild would be really cool. They have really awesome skate parks over there too. The BMX scene over there is just super dope. But like I just don't know if I want to live there forever. Uh, Probably really just Florida. Florida seems really dope. I just don't like the laws in Florida. But Florida would be perfect. Like year round, you can keep alligators and crocodiles outside all year. Um, they have cool skate parks there. The weather is just perfect, but the laws suck. So Florida would suck.
Yeah, they are pretty strict on a lot of things. Like we can't have retics, we can't have berms no more, we can't have tegus. What else? Iguanas. It's a lot of stuff that's been banned recently.
Yeah,
Um,
I could live without keeping retics. I mean, retics are like they're my favorite, one of my favorite non-venomous snakes. Um, but I know my girlfriend, like she's retics are her thing. I don't really ever touch them, but they're her thing, so that couldn't ever happen. She would
and
have.
most of the problem uh, is really 3 counties in South Florida. Most of the problem is like concentrated there.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I'm thankful for the Burmese python problem in Florida because my king cobras eat them, and my so Godzilla he won't eat anything else but snakes. And getting the berms is just it's super easy. That's it's nice to have them. But I mean, it sucks for Florida, but I'm benefiting from it. So if they stayed a little bit longer, I wouldn't complain.
so is that your only snake that eats other snakes?
I mean, most cobras will eat other snakes, but I have my 3 king cobras. They primarily eat snakes. Like 2 of them will eat other cobras, or I mean, they'll eat other rodents. No, no, no problem. But Godzilla, he's a strictly snake eater. He won't touch anything else. So I just like to feed king cobras snakes because so they eat in the wild. I keep it, it's pretty natural for them.
Gotcha. Okay. So if you drink coffee,
I love coffee.
all right. So
Yeah.
if you could have coffee with any historical figure, who would that be? And then why would you choose that person?
Historical figure. I read this question when you sent it to me, but I just kind of just skimmed over it and I didn't actually think about what I would say. So
Now it's a hot seat question.
yeah, historical figure. Let's see.
Big D's, what's up? We got a mentor request in the chat as well. Yeah.
Boy, he has king cobras. He doesn't need any help. Uh, let's
Rose
see.
says Godzilla's bougie.
Uh, I don't know. Maybe. Man, now I don't know. Hold on. I gotta think. Historical. I mean, obviously, I would say Steve Irwin. That'd be real cool to like get his experience. But I'm trying to think of someone else because I know most people would say Steve Irwin. That keeps, but snakes in general.
Right.
They would choose him. Uh, so yeah, maybe like I'll probably that. I might say someone else in like a few minutes, but we can
Okay.
move on, and
All right.
maybe I'll come back. I don't know. Who knows?
All right. So another one. If you had to write a book, what would you write about and why?
And right now, I could write a book about king cobras.
Okay.
I can write a book about anything right now, like BMX, venomous snakes in general, king cobras specifically. Uh, yeah, probably just king cobras because they're dope. I know a lot about them.
Gotcha. All right. And then the next random. So if you won $10 million tomorrow, how would you use
So I won $10 million after I go to the Ferrari dealership and I get
it?
like a 488 because 488s are one of the dopest cars in the world.
First
Uh,
things first.
yeah, first thing 488, have that. Um, then so right now, me and the lady, we are working on a reptile facility. We
Okay.
just got some land. We're gonna open that up mainly just for me, so I can keep some certain things in Arkansas to be required like a facility for. And that means like I'd be open to the public via private tours and whatnot. So I'll probably just finish that and have a super dope setup. Um, and then what's the rest of it? Have a really dope skate park, and then just have the rest of it for my son when he's older to help to keep taking care of these animals because you know I don't know how long I'm gonna be alive for, and I don't want to like pawn the burden of like having to physically pay for all these snakes on him.
Right.
So yeah, that and then obviously donate some to charity. Don't know how much, but some definitely a charity.
Scarlett says Thailand, kings and Thai food.
Yeah,
Muay
that
Thai.
would be cool for a little bit though. I
Yeah.
don't think they don't have skate parks there in Thailand. Like, yeah,
You can watch some
yeah.
good Muay Thai fights though.
What was that?
So you can watch some good Muay Thai fights though.
Yeah, dude, my son he just started doing Brazilian jiu jitsu
Okay.
and kickboxing at our local MMA gym, and like
Okay.
I don't want
So,
to join now. It looks a lot of fun.
so he's gonna be good at
Fighting at
striking
all.
and have a good ground game.
Yeah, I'm not a fighter at all. Like I can't fight to save my life. I would rather just take you out another way than try to like fight you because I'm not good at it. I'll lose 100% of the time. But like it looks like he has a lot. He has so much fun, and like I wish I would have done that when I was little.
Yeah, it's dope. My kids did martial arts.
Yeah,
My son, he made it all the way to a second degree black belt in kickboxing, and my daughter made it to a black belt. And then they wanted to kind of like chill out and not do it anymore. They did it for a long time, like since they were both in kindergarten. In fact, my son first started doing martial arts when he was 3 years old, and then
Yeah.
we moved here, and so he was out for maybe like 6 to 12 months, and then he started back again.
Yeah, just like mine, he does just like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and then kickboxing, and then after class, he has like a special class he does. They call it like black belt training, but they're just like it's more like a smaller group, like more one-on-one kind of stuff. And they also deal like weapons too. So he has like collie sticks, and he's doing commas right now. Uh, and then he'll do swords next year, and just like he'll like bow staffs and stuff like that. It's real cool stuff. Stuff I wish I could have done because we all like anime in our house, and so yeah, it's real cool.
Yeah, it was real cool. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed going to that testing. I think I said kickboxing because I was thinking about kickboxing, but they were doing taekwondo. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I wish I could have done it when I was younger. All right, so you want to come back to the coffee question?
Yeah, I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that'll be a
Martin
reason
Luther
we
King
have
would
you
be
back.
cool.
Say again, Martin Luther King. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
someone that's like influence like a big change in the world. Uh, yeah, having coffee with Obama. That'd be super cool for me. Like I may be sick. He seems like
Yeah,
a cool dude. It's real funny.
that'd be tight just to
Coffee with Obama.
kind of talk to him about like challenges and stuff he had like
Yeah,
coming up through the ranks and whatnot, and just kind of like his mindset and what were some challenges for him, and see if you like snakes too. You like snakes?
yeah, probably not, but I mean, I would definitely. Yeah,
We definitely got to talk about it. It's mandatory.
yeah,
All right. So, what's one question you wish I would have asked you, and how would you have answered it?
man. So this question though, I sent the list to a couple of my friends. And I was like, dude, like I have answers for almost everything, but like I don't mean I don't know. My girlfriend, she wanted me to ask if you would have asked me if I liked cats, and I would say no because I hate cats.
You like
But
cats? I'm not a big cat fan. I wouldn't say I hate them, but I'm not a cat fan.
they
I
are
like
not for
dogs
me.
better.
I like I like big cats. I don't like house cats or whatever. Like when we get our facility, we're gonna get like some bobcats because
Okay.
I really like cats. I would wish I could get a bigger cat, but Arkansas bobcats are like that's the biggest that we can get. So I would definitely do that. But yeah, I mean I just don't know what question I wish you would ask me. Uh, yeah, I don't know, man. I
For
just
emotion, what's up?
what
Are you a dog?
what other questions you ask that question to other people?
Yeah, I have.
Did they all have
Um,
answers for it?
yeah, most everybody has an answer for it.
I know.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm that guy.
you're that one guy, man.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy. No, most people have an answer for it. Um, I mean, I try to cover a lot of different things, and then even with like the random stuff, it's just like something off the
I
wall or
guess
random. So
if you could ask me to see a snake or something.
if you
Yeah.
want to show, I wasn't going to ask you to see a snake, but if you want to show a snake, I
And
would
I
love to
can't.
see one.
A venomous snake. Because it's a uh, venomous thing. Uh, let's see.
I'm gonna put you on the solo layout.
A venomous snake. We'll do this guy. Only because he's real chill.
All right, so tell us about this.
So this is a king cobra.
Okay.
That's kind of my thing. This is his name's Maverick. He's a wild caught Malaysian king. He's like 2.5 years old. He's like
They get
he's
big
pretty
pretty
good
quick.
stuff. Yeah, but I mean he's a dope snake for sure. He's real chill.
Yeah, he seems like it, like
Yeah,
kind
but
of like a. I mean, he's moving around, not like a ball python and just sitting
oh
there.
yeah.
But
So I mean, I want to see what he's doing right now. He's just
you can just tell
exploring.
he's chilling.
He has no like intentions on doing anything bad. He's just checking it out. It's just like I'm sure you guys have all seen Taco. Devon's King Cobra. That's just super chill. He's pretty similar to her, just not as red or orange like her body is.
Yeah,
He's a
his temperament, just kind of how he is, kind of reminds me of like my coastal or my Brettles.
Oh yeah, they just want to explore. They just want to climb, and like I said, like venomous snakes, they don't have to get you. They just want to, you know. But,
So I think one of the questions I was supposed to ask you that I might have skipped over. What do you think one of the most important personality traits is or is needed to be successful, like as a venomous keeper?
oh
Like you
yeah,
kind of spoke on some stuff earlier, but I didn't ask this question specifically.
yeah, someone that's always willing to learn. Like, I mean, we've been keeping snake. We all keep snakes, in like boxes or whatever, and there's always new ways of keeping and like having an open mind. That how you keep isn't the only way to do it. I know people are gonna hate like I pick up snakes with my hands. They don't like that, but I mean I don't care. But yeah, so like not everything. Like be open to change. Like talk to people, figure out new ways to keep so we can make sure the animal is being kept better. And that's all that really matters. Obviously, then my confidence. Yeah, it'd be successful. Like yeah, just I don't know, just think more. I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's dope advice. I really like him. He's just chilling.
I'm gonna put this guy up now.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, King Cobras are my favorite snake in the world. If I could only keep King Cobras, like I would have no issues only keeping them. But there's so many other awesome snakes in the world too. So I have to
So
have them all.
Javon said he's never touched a snake. So we're gonna have to change that, bro. Next time you come visit, you're gonna have to hold a snake. It's not really that bad. It's not. I mean, it's not bad at all. I shouldn't say not really
They
that
don't
bad. It's not
feel like
bad at
what
all.
people think. Like people think they're slimy and like they feel like but that's not. Like, so many people like are surprised when they actually touch a snake for the first time because it's nothing like they have in their head. In their head.
Yeah. So I'm new to the hobby, right? So we only been keeping for about 2 years now,
Mhm.
and I still remember the first time like I grabbed a snake, or I touched a snake, and convinced myself that we were going to start keeping some snakes, and so I held the one we got for the first time, and in my head, like I don't know what I had in my head, like I knew it wasn't slimy, but I just kind of had like this different view of how I was going to feel when I held it, and then when I held it, it was like totally different than what I was thinking. I don't even really know what I was thinking, but yeah, it's just kind of in your head. You have it. There's going to be something totally different than what it is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was
No,
dope.
like
I still
then the
remember
first
that like it was yesterday.
yeah, like the first time I held a retic, because they were just way softer than any other snake I had at the time. It was just a normal retic, and they felt so awesome. And now I have a snake. It's called a Bushmaster. They're from South America, and they're the longest pit viper in the world, actually. I have one of them, and they feel like no other snake I've ever felt in my life. Like basically like old like girls just like bedazzle things on like
Uh huh.
bedazzle their jeans, like little gems.
Yeah.
They have like those like all over their body, and they feel so like completely different than any other snake. Like every time if I have someone new over, like they have to touch that snake. Like I'll make sure it's really safe for them. But because I think like the Bushmaster is like 95% of like envenomations, like you still die. Like they have such a high like death rate, even with anti venom, which is like super crazy. But like, so yeah, people have to touch it. They have to know what it feels like because they're not going to experience anything like that ever again, which is cool.
Gotcha.
Bushmaster. So that would be another snake that like I would have to have. Yes, snake, whatever about like favorite snakes or whatever, and
Uh
like
huh.
that's definitely like they're in the top five.
Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Well, Cody, I appreciate you coming out. This has been dope. I learned a lot. Like I said, I knew I was going to be asking a lot of probably basic questions from your perspective, but I mean, it's teaching me a lot. And like I really enjoy seeing people do stuff like this, and this is pretty cool. So I really appreciate you taking the time to come out, taking the time to talk to everybody, and teach us a little something. Is there anything you want to say before you get out?
No, I mean, I just appreciate you having me on. Anything I can do to help, educate people, and obviously, like, people don't keep, not everyone keeps what I keep, and I mean, I'm glad to like share what I have, and I love these snakes, and I appreciate you letting me come on.
Oh, no problem. This Keys. What's up, brother? Thanks for coming out. I think it's Terry or it's Keisha or it might be both. Thank y'all for coming out. Oh, no problem, brother. Like I said, I appreciate you accepting the invite. It's been fun. We'll have to get you back on the show, talk about some different things related to Venomous keeping. Good luck at the competition. I hope you win.
Appreciate it.
Um, how many people on your team?
So it's not really a team. It's just me. Like it's an
Oh, it's just
individual.
individual. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm part of a stunt team, and we have like 4 riders. We do BMX shows.
Okay.
Like at fairs or festivals, whatever they pay us to do. But competition, this is just a team, like an individual person. So
Okay.
I'm competing against everyone else.
Okay. Well, I definitely hope you have a safe and successful performance. Again, thank you for coming out. Thank you for sharing knowledge. Let everybody know how they can find you online.
Yeah. So Instagram, it's Mullet Snacks. MULLETSNAX. A lot of it's just BMX, but I post my snakes in there occasionally. My Facebook, Cody Mulanax. But really, like, if you want to see more of like my animals, like mine and my girlfriend's snakes, our collection, just my girlfriend, she has a TikTok, and people's probably already seen her. But that's Summer Snakes on TikTok. You can see all of our snakes there.
Summer
Majority of
Snakes.
them.
I'll have
Yeah,
to check it out. Go give it a
yeah, she has
follow.
like 700,000 followers. She's real
That's
cool.
dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't be on TikTok too much. Like we've got an account, posted a few videos, but I just ain't really got the hang of it.
Yeah, TikTok's addicting. I haven't posted any video. I mean, I posted a few things, but like you just get lost in scrolling. You just scroll and scroll, and then next thing you know, it's 3 hours later.
Cool. Well, I again appreciate you coming out, and have a good night, everyone. Thank y'all for coming out. Really appreciate all of the support. Those of y'all that got in a little late, feel free to go back and check out the replay. A lot of good information shown and spoken about. So again, thanks everybody for coming out. Yeah, have a good one. Peace.
Take care.